Led Zeppelin's 1980 tour is sometimes overlooked in favor of their 70s heyday. Some people may have called them dinosaurs back then, but watch Jurassic Park and you know one does not underestimate their ability to steal the show and eat software engineers for breakfast, or dinner in this case. My obsession with Into the Outdoor, an album I have 52 copies of at the time of making this video, led me to reappreciate Tour Over Europe 1980 when I did the documentary series on their final studio album. While I showed many highlights from this tour, I didn't do Opening Night, which remains one of their best tour openings since 1973. So here we go.
Thank you, and good evening. Dankeschön. Hey, smooth, eh? Good night, dinosaurs rule! Thank you very much indeed. Merci bien. We'll see you soon, very soon. Not about the marquee, but somewhere soon. See you later, bye.
The story of Westfalen Rock begins on Led Zeppelin's second and final night at the Knebworth Festival 1979, a hard rock performance that, despite their best intentions, had uneven moments that worried many in attendance, and the always savage knife of the critics. Their last song was Communication Breakdown, which signaled into a more compact version of the band coming up. As a side note, you can watch my Into the Outdoor series episodes 6 and 7 on the events of 1979 and 1980 as a complementary piece to this video.
The Black & Decker electric saw is probably the only saw you'll ever need. It cuts out tenon saws. It cuts out hacksaws. It cuts out bother. With a set of blades, the Black & Decker electric saw is probably the only saw you'll ever need.
First Led Zeppelin news of 1980 was the release of a compilation album by the name of The Summit. Royalties were donated to UNESCO's International Year of the Child program. Robert Plant was one of the key players behind this record, with Swan Song making the necessary arrangements for pressing and distribution on the K-Tel label. A launch party was held on January 16th in London, with guests like Eric Clapton. The Summit's track listing features a lot of big hits and Zeppelin's Candy Store Rock from Presence. Robert played a guest spot with Welsh rocker Dave Edmunds at the Birmingham Odeon on February 3rd.
There's a mate of ours going to come on and sing a song or two. Give a big hand for Robert Plant.
Edmunds had released 3 albums via Swan Song Records, including his most recent, Repeat When Necessary, on June 8, 1979, that featured Huey Lewis on harmonica for the song Bad Is Bad, which Lewis later recorded with his own band in 1983. March 1980 saw Bonham attend the All Right Now TV show, while Robert celebrated as his dear Wolves won the 1980 Football League Cup, beating Nottingham Forest 1-0 at Wembley Stadium. Back at the Swan Song offices, Peter Grant knew that Robert didn't want to go back to America, nor play any more shows in the UK after the bad reviews for Knebworth. A decision was made to play a small tour of Europe in the same style of their New Yardbirds Scandinavian run of 1968. With so many bands playing West Germany in 1980, it made sense to follow this path. Outside of their 1975 warm-up shows in Holland and Brussels, The band had not played Europe in full since their famous March through April run of 1973. April saw the group discuss original tour dates for Led Zeppelin's 1980 comeback with a set of 12 concerts across Austria, West Germany, Switzerland, Belgium, and France. German promoters Lippmann and Rau, responsible for an exclusive list of concerts including blues festivals, Traffic, The Doors, Jimi Hendrix, Ray Charles, Santana, and Frank Zappa, worked with British promoter Harvey Goldsmith in setting up the final tour dates. Goldsmith had a great record himself, working with everybody from Yes in 1975, The Stones in 1976, and most recent at the time, the 1979 concerts for Kampuchea at Hammersmith Odeon, where Plant Jones and Bonham can be seen playing with McCartney's Rockestra ensemble.
What have you done to deserve it?
Led Zeppelin rehearsed at both Rainbow and New Victoria Theatre London. These were booked from April 28th through May 5th. The band worked hard to get all the cues and song structures polished. John Paul Jones didn't take his ultra-heavy and roady nightmare Yamaha GX1 on the road, but went for a Fairlight CMI Series 1 next to his usual Yamaha CP70B electric grand piano and Honor D6 clavinet. Unlike Knebworth 1979, they didn't take any chances by only playing warm-up shows, but worked on the details without the pressure of a concert. Additional practice time took place at Shepperton Studios, the same venue where Zeppelin shot parts of The Song Remains the Same back in 1974. Rehearsals at Shepperton were extensive, going from May 19th until June 6th. Well-thought preparations for Tour 1980 suggested this was a new era for the band, who learned many life lessons in the last 3 years. The final selection of 14 concert dates for Tour 1980 was announced via press release on May 30th, just one day before John Bonham's last birthday. Opening night was to be held in Dortmund, West Germany, at the Westfalen Hall, or Westfalen Hallen. Westphalia is of course the northwestern region of Germany, where Dortmund is located. Rebuilt from the ashes of the Second World War, it opened its doors again in February 1952 in an attempt to boost the city's economy and move forward. Everybody played at this venue, and I mean everybody. Thanks to my dear patrons, I will share a list of all musical performances at Westphalia Hall with a capacity of 15,380 concert goers. 1967 had the Rolling Stones on March 31st, plus various supporting acts. 1971 had Jethro Tull and John Mayall. 1974 had Status Quo, Yes, Barry White, and a rock festival on September 28th. 1975 had Genesis on April 7th. 1976 had Uriah Heep, the Rolling Stones, Status Quo, and Santana with Journey on December 12th. 1977 had Pink Floyd for 2 dates in January, Status Quo, Neil Diamond on 2 dates in June, and Yes on November 15th. 1978 had Uriah Heep in January, Status Quo in February, Queen on April 26th, Electric Light Orchestra on April 30th, Genesis, Bob Dylan, Uriah Heep, and Santana on November 22nd.
Bob Dylan in der Dortmunder Westfalenhalle. Der spektakuläre Auftakt einer 4 Auftritte umfassenden Deutschland-Tournee.
1979 had Queen on January 21st, the Scorpions in February, and both John Denver and ABBA in October of 1979. '80 had Johnny Cash on April 17th, Bob Marley on June 13th, and Led Zeppelin scheduled for June 17th. Now hold on, because the list of shows continues. Other concerts at Westfalenhalle in Dortmund included the Great Eastern Circus Progressive Rock Festival in 1973, the Rock Giants Festival of 1975 featuring Deep Purple, and a Christmas edition that same year, the Rock Dream Festival of 1976 with Ritchie Blackmore's Rainbow and a star-studded bill, the 1977 Rock and Blues Express with many familiar names in the Dortmund story, the British Rock Meeting of 1979 featuring a list of heavy rockers taking the venue by storm, as well as Adriano Celentano and Supertramp at their own concerts. 1980 also saw performances by Uriah Heep in April, and the great Frank Zappa on June 8th, making it the first venue that year to be played by all three, Led Zeppelin, Santana, and Zappa. Media coverage for the tour was minimal, with a small piece here and there. Roberta Flack's Back Together Again ranked high in the charts and was a fitting track for Led Zeppelin's return to the stage. The friendly vibes within the camp were far removed from the decadent aggression of 1977. With so many hit singles in 1980 featuring the use of keyboards, Into the Outdoor was certainly a prophetic move towards what dominated the charts and emerging new wave projects. Led Zeppelin flew to Dortmund, West Germany on Monday, June 16th to get ready for opening night.
After a night that's ideal for messing around on the river, you can expect rain to come splashing in sometime in the morning. Traditionally, the rain normally clears for the trooping of the colour, but it's going to be tight this year.
And there's a natural mystic blowing through the air. Yeah!
Now let's take a look at their set list for this evening and the stats. First, we have the set list from the last show at the time, August 11th at Knebworth. As you will see, they maintained the backbone from it, but many songs were cut for 1980, following their cut the waffle approach. The song remains the same, was retired after 136 performances since October 2nd, 1972 in Tokyo. Celebration Day was gone after 4 shows in 1979. Over the Hills and Far Away was retired after coming back for 15 shows in 1977 and all 1979 dates. Misty Mountain Hop left the building past 1979, a smart move. Yes, they played it faster but lost all purpose on the set really. No Quarter received a severance package and was thanked for its services after 103 performances since May 4th, 1973. It was the right thing to do. They did everything they possibly could with this song. With Robert's attitude towards avoiding the ways of the past, this was a necessary measure. Sick Again was out after 77 performances since January 12, 1975 in Brussels. Jimmy's guitar solo was played 38 times since 1977, including Copenhagen and Knebworth. Last one, Communication Breakdown, was not included for opening night at Dortmund, but came back 4 times before leaving for good on July 3rd at Mannheim. Now let's see the actual set list for opening night. Train Kept A-Rolling was brought back for the first time since September 1970 as a tour opener. With a smaller set, adding new material from Into the Outdoor was possible, and they did just that with All My Love. But of course, the great what if remains. Why didn't they play more songs from the new record? One of the biggest problems was the need for simultaneous bass and keyboard parts, unlike their previous works. There's also the mood component. Southbound Sours and Fool in the Rain were a bit too happy for the set list. I checked some cover versions on YouTube, and although I'm a fan, they fall in the presence category. Unless you do the whole album, these B-sides don't work. I'm Gonna Crawl stepped in the grounds of Since I've Been Loving You. Robert did borrow portions of its lyrics for Zeppelin's longtime blues number for 1980. That leaves us with my favorite track from 1979, Carouselambra. It had so much potential, and with how well they did Achilles' Last Stand in 1980, I think they would have done a fine job of bringing this song to life. European audiences were great supporters of the new wave sound of pop and progressive rock taking note. Because most covers on the internet feature a 5-piece lineup for this song, I think Zebra's own Randy Jackson acoustic cover is a good example to imagine this on stage. You can also check my cover for this piece here on my YouTube channel.
So down on her, ain't she pretty? Oh, I couldn't let her go.
nobody's fault but mine.
Okay, we've got a little number now. It's called, in a bit of rough translation, Schwarzhund. Yes!
Hey, boss, the way you move, make you sweat and make you groove. I'm sure when you look that way, chip on it, chip, I can't keep away. Song about love affairs that go adrift. And last night some love affairs in Dusseldorf went adrift. Tonight, who knows? This is called Rain Song. This is another track from In Through the Outdoor. It's a song, another song of unrequited love. We dedicate this to Barry Marshall, who's driving the trucks for us, who every time he tells a lie, his nose gets bigger and bigger. And this is called Hot Dog. be what I could. Yes, I feel. From an album that we recorded in München from Presence. It's called Achilles' Last Stand. Hey! Also recorded by Ted Nugent. Good night, dinosaurs rule!
Top Billboard album charts that week had Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, at number 10, Pretender's debut at number 9, Buzzcocks Middleman at number 8, Christopher Cross' career-defining debut at number 7, Van Halen's Women and Children First in 6th place, Lips Incorporated Infectious Mouth-to-Mouth Smash Hit at number 5, Pink Floyd's The Wall at number 4, Eric Clapton's Just One Night double album at number 3, Bob Seger's Against the Wind at number 2, and Billy Joel's Glass Houses taking home the prize. Led Zeppelin went on to play 12 more concerts, with some venues having less attendance numbers than others, but the music did not suffer. The boys were back in town. Here's Jimmy Page playing a guest spot on a Carlos Santana gig on July 1st in Frankfurt, where Zeppelin played the night before. Kiss played Dortmund on September 21st with opening act Iron Maiden. Last concert at the Westfalen Hall for 1980 took place on November 1st, this time with Rod Stewart on his Foolish Behavior tour. Passion is a great song. Stay tuned for more episodes on Led Zeppelin's 1980 tour over Europe, as I will do a series on these fascinating concerts. Until the next time, thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.